Okay, sorry if the screen looks a little bit weird, but I just kind of split the recording. It'll get fixed shortly. Okay, so what do we want to learn next? We want to continue Lumen, and it looks like we have enough to actually just focus on voice now. So, let's do voice and sense magic. You practice using small amounts of magic and feeling the power outside of yourself. You learn the differences in resonance between the chest, the head, and the nose. You learn about different vocal ranges from the most profound bass to the rare Culutra soprana. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, you've unlocked a new outfit for decoration. There's a woman here to see you. She wishes crowdfunding for a project. Oh boy, everyone wants money now. Thank you for seeing me, Your Royal Highness. I come to you on behalf of the people. I wish to build a hospital where any citizen afflicted with a disease can be brought for treatment. Putting all the sick people together, wouldn't that make them die even faster? Yeah, I'm not educated that well in medicine. We're not interested. Flat out turned down. Let's keep going to the dungeon. That's a cool place to hang out. I'm gonna change her outfit just because it's cute and all toy-y. And where are we with sense magic right now? We're at 20. Yeah, we can continue learning for a little while. So let's just go with the flow of voice and sense magic. Your mentor summons up magical energies to strike the nearby ground so that you can learn to sense someone else's spells in use. You learn the solfa system, a way of expressing a tune where each note is represented by a different syllable. You are requested to stand in a judgment of a woman that has been convicted of attempted murder and request the mercy of the crown. Your Highness, this slattern dares to beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister under her own roof. Which sister? Coruscant, the Duchess of Mead. Is she alright? Didn't learn much known history. She is unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone could eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? It's justice, it is. Them devils killed me brother and broke me mam's heart. Lied to her, they did. When she went to see why he'd not come back, she said he'd gone for a soldier, when he never would-a. You weren't the only one, neither. I waited 10 years to get my chance to get my own back. That's justice. You see, she's completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. I don't know what this is all about. Either way, murder is a serious crime, but we're gonna put her to work. This woman failed in her goals. She harmed no one. I do not require her life. If she is kept far away from your sister's court, she will no longer be a threat. You're going to forgive her? I'm intendering her, not pardoning her. She will serve as a heavy laborer in northern Ursel. She should be made an example of. She should be drawn and quartered in public square. I have spoken. God bless you, miss. And we're gonna take the depressed away. She still looks like she's gonna shit herself or something, but anyway. Classes, skills, where are we at? Voice is at 55. I don't remember if voice needs to be maxed out or not for this thing, or if it just needs to be, at a decent level. I just remember that it's a thing that I should probably invest in, because I didn't before. On several occasions, when I was trying to get this particular point in the game, because of my choices, it didn't work out so well. Just saying. Let's leave voice where it is for now so that I can focus on some other things. I'm going to continue with sense magic and also boost up my internal affairs. Which is basically like spy shit. If you close your eyes and call out, when you detect your mentor casting a silence, but yeah, blah 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 blah, I can't read. The last Duke of Mead was the older half-brother of the current Duchess. His reign was brief and highly scandalous. He defied tradition to pledge himself as the life mate of the old Duke of Ursel. then broke that off only a year later. He retired into seclusion and died still unwed. As you're walking one day in the gardens, you hear a strange sound and look up to see an owl flying overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. That's funny, I thought owls were nocturnal. I guess I was wrong. Yeah, so there's a lot of premonition stuff throughout the game, and if you happen to build up your faith, then you can actually kind of determine what they all mean. Which can be helpful, but to be honest, I've never found a scenario where, you know, common sense just didn't, in my mind, say, you know, I probably shouldn't go for this thing because it's probably going to be bad. And you'll kind of see coming up a little later in the dialogue what I mean. By the way, a certain thing that I should probably mention about that other area, if you build up certain stats, you can also unlock different places for you to go after class. For example, if you build up your athletics, there's a place you can go to play sports on the weekends. Sport ball. I have internal affairs. Well, her sense magic is almost at 50, so if I were to use that now, I wouldn't be able to actually boost it very far, so I'm going to switch to resist magic. Actually, even just wield magic. Wield magic's probably more important. You learn to summon a small glowing light, which can then move around independently. Magic missile. The Duke of Mary has paid suit for the Duchess of Ursel to no avail. The Duchess's brother is opposed, as he will inherit if she dies childless. Your agents suspect the Duchess of Ursel is actually more interested in the Duchess of Hellas. Neither has ever been linked to a man. Remember that the festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for the commoners, followed by a grand gala for the nobility. As queen, you will be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting, possibly give a speech. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose yourself to the public. What do you mean by not safe? Outside of the castle, you are less well protected. If anyone means to harm you, think on it now, decide later. Word has come from the factory for books that you funded. They have assembled enough equipment to begin printing the test pamphlets. As their royal sponsor, it is your right to decide the content of the first printing. Let's do poems praising Mom. What I want them to print is a memorial of my mother, how beautiful she was and strong and noble and wise. I don't want anyone to forget her. That's very thoughtful of you. For a moment he blinks repeatedly and does not speak. There is a letter for you as well. It's from Brioni. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother still won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently her uncle Kevin is absolutely furious about that woman's trial. She's bored and looking for an adventurer. Well, I don't have any to suggest for her. You attend services in the Castle Grove, letting the peace of the ritual calm your heart. Cooley. So, where are we now? Progress-wise. Well, I've almost hit a wall with internal affairs. I'm gonna have to... I'll be honest, I've never maxed out ciphering. I haven't actually come across a dialogue option that's really required you to have it any higher than 25, so I'm only gonna level that to there. So I think I might start learning ciphering now and continue with wield magic. You'll learn how to cast rays of white light, which can banish shadows and blind your opponents. You practice reading words whose letters have been arranged in reverse order, the simplest of transpositions which anyone illiterate can puzzle through if they try, but sometimes useful to hide information. THG is NIALPNI. Today is the procession of the planting of the Festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. The people will recover from disappointment. If we lose you, there is no recovery. I'm going to lead the parade, but I'm not going to make a speech because we don't have very much skill in public speaking. I'm not afraid. I'm going to be the best parade leader ever. My little girl. You prepare your best gown for the occasion, then walk slowly through the town with your attendants. It would not be appropriate for you to wear a sword, but you do walk with a sturdy golden scepter that's taller than you are. At the end of the route, you help the priestesses turn over the earth with a new tree to be planted. Then the new life is blessed and all the attendants join in song. The procession regroups and returns to the castle. Well, that was relatively uneventful. So, yeah, that's actually fairly safe to go to. It's just if you... Actually, I don't think there's even any consequences if you don't have decoration high enough when you go through there. So, there you go. I think your people might start to lose faith in you if you don't go, though. Like, if you straight up avoid it. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, same deal. Continue on. You learn to create tiny discs of solid light which can fly through the air and cut into targets. You practice shifting substitution ciphers where each letter is replaced by one a few steps further along the alphabet so that cake and pie becomes blah 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 blah. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you to see their queen. Blah 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 blah. Gulp. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. Oh, I really don't... Oh, shit. Yeah, this may not go so well. I didn't actually boost up much of my social skills as much as I probably should have by this point, because I totally forgot about the ball and how soon it happens in the game. Oopsie! All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all. I failed on all accounts. Even decoration. Dude, I totally had decoration. Seeing yourself reflected in so many eyes makes you want to run away and hide. After a moment, you force yourself to carry on, but you're sure they've seen you hesitate. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. First dance is for us, and I don't want to dance either. This is not good, guys. You guys you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who hope to catch your eye. The Duke of Kegel alone has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. You look around the room at all the possible partners, which is to say everyone. No one may begin dancing until you do. You can pick whomever you want, and you will not be denied. And I don't have enough intrigue or court manners to be able to make an educated guess as to who would be best for me to pick right now. So it actually just gives you very vague descriptions of everybody. Someone about your age, someone younger than you, someone older than you, someone already married, and someone scandalous. I think someone scandalous you pick, like, the Duchess of Ursel. Just because. And somebody I think I'm actually going to pick someone already married because I don't really want to make a statement about who I'm going to choose at this point, especially since I don't know who's who. You don't want everyone assuming that whoever you pick first is your intended marriage partner. So what better way to prove that than by choosing someone who's already married? With that in mind, you approach Erwin, the Earl of Ishtar. He's old enough to be your grandfather, and his wife is right there with him. He seems startled by your approach at first, but then thoughtful and accepts your hand with a kindly smile. Dancing with a real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father. You knew him, knew his steps, like a part of you. Now every move is a mystery. Unfortunately, you lose track of which steps you're supposed to do, and trip blah blah blah. Trip over your own feet. Oops, I speech too fast to keep up with brain. Between the dances, there is time for the guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bits of exquisite food. During the lull in music, Banyan, the Duke of Mary, taps on an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting the clear note ring out through the room. If I might have your attention, I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her words of wisdom guide us through our difficulties. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe nobles that you rarely see. There's Gwenel, for instance, the young lady of Sudbury, only months older than you and due to finally inherit control over her duchy soon. Are Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Lila, and a fierce sportswoman. She is a few years ahead of you in school and absolute terror at the ball fields. No Brioni. She said her parents were leaving her stuck at school this season. Her parents are here dancing together, the Duke consort clutching his Duchess possessively tight. Strange that there's no sign of your cousins, though. Shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course. It would be scandalous if they hadn't come, Merva being so close by. It's nice to be able to enjoy time with friends and family, isn't it? My sense magic wasn't high enough to catch on to anything there. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to cough. That you attend services in the castle, oh, blah, blah, blah. So that was just terrible. On pretty much all accounts, I don't think I passed anything. Oh well, whatevs. Whatevs. I can still do this. So where were we? Well, ciphering is up past 25 now, so we can focus back on foreign intelligence and internal affairs under intrigue. And I might switch to resist magic just to get that over 25 as well. You increase your awareness of your own thoughts and emotions, making it more difficult for mind-affecting magic to twist your reactions. The domain of Sangia across the sea to the west has been steadily increasing in size and now controls a wide range of coastline as well as most of the navigable rivers. You've unlocked a new outfit! Woohoo! You wander downstairs to visit your father and talk about the latest events of the domain. You're moving with such enthusiasm, you don't realize your father isn't alone until it's too late to avoid him and his companion. You're too kind, Jocelyn. Countess Siren, not a member of your circles. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have ever been your friend, and yet not at all old as noblewomen go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. How dare she make a move on your father? I can shame her with silent scorn, insult her with false flattery, or trip her as she passes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fail on all accounts here. Because again, I have not been focusing on my social skills. You meet her eyes and imagine your mother's disapproving presence behind you. She notices your stare but only smiles at you ever so sweetly. Darling Elodie, I hope you have been well. Fine. Perhaps we'll be seeing more of each other in the future. She gives a little wave and exits. Once she's gone, you raise an eyebrow at your father. Don't give me that look, young lady. She's a nice woman, nothing more. She wants something more. And it's not going to happen anytime soon. You should be careful how you deal with people like Siren. You need the goodwill of your nobles as well as your commoners. There haven't been any problems so far. As queen, you must be aware of everything around you. Isn't that what I have agents for? Yes, but your mother gave them. You must give them direction. What is your greatest concern? Commoner uprisings, foreign threats, assassins, or noble plots. All of these things very pressing. However, I am going to say foreign threats. I need to know if any foreign powers are moving against me, as you wish.